when I think about my composition, I think about what I want to focus on and how I want to fill the space. Okay, that's the biggest um, challenge, I guess, with drawing and painting is learning how to make use of the space that you have in front of you. Okay, so to kind of practice with this, you're going to need paper, you're going to need a ruler. I have a pencil and eraser, and I also have a black ink pen. I'm going to show you my setup, so I apologize if this makes you kind of sick with the movement. Okay, but there is my setup. Your still life should be mostly fabric. As you can tell, I like gray. I'm a little obsessed with gray, but I picked an old gray curtain. It's actually the same as this curtain over here. I got at IKEA. They were like floor length curtains. I picked an old pillowcase that I never really use anymore. And then I picked 2 pieces of pottery, both handmade actually. This from this lady that I met at a show one time. And this is from England, this piece up here. So you don't have to add anything. You could just draw fabric for this piece, but I wanted to kind of break up the space. When you think about it, your still life should have some sense of hierarchy, okay? So right now from my setup, I can probably tell I'm gonna wanna work vertically, which sounds kind of weird, but I don't normally do that with still life, but it might be a nice challenge. And the pieces should have a sense of movement. You should have a sense of hierarchy, meaning lower and upper, okay? Again, you don't have to add objects. The point of this exercise is learning how to draw fabric. Okay, so a few things when I'm drawing, and I'm just going to use my coffee cup as an example. And for your composition practice, you can also just use something simple in front of you. I'm gonna make a few boxes to denote some type of picture plane. Okay, I'm gonna make this one vertical. I'm gonna make this one horizontal. Okay, so a few compositional rules you want to think about. I'm going to draw my water cup, my water glass, and my Mickey Mouse coffee cup, and that's in front of me. Okay, I want to try to make a composition in this box that not only shows hierarchy, but doesn't have objects kissing the edge, uses rule of thirds, and uses most of the picture plane. So how do I do that? Well, first, I don't necessarily do this on my final paper. You can, but I often do this in my thumbnails. Thumbnails are just miniature drawings of your final piece. I set up a tic-tac-toe board. Oops. It's a little too high. So I tend to do this on my thumbnails, but I don't do this on my final, or if I do, it's very, very light. So rule of thirds. One thing you want to think about is the rule of thirds. We've gone over this before, but this is just one compositional rule that you can use, or guideline, I guess you could say, that you can use to make a successful composition, okay? So for today, you're gonna be gathering your materials and practicing these things, but you're not necessarily gonna be starting your final thumbnail, okay? So I have a glass in front of me and I have a coffee cup in front of me. Looking at my vertical, sorry, can't spell. A few things I want to think about. How am I using the rule of thirds? So the crosshairs are my focus. And those of you that have taken photography or had me last year for Studio One, I talked about this a lot. The crosshairs are where the human eye automatically goes. Okay. We are not hanging out in the corner of the artwork. Okay. We are not hanging out along the edge of the artwork. So a good piece of art will move the viewer through the picture plane, through the picture plane. Okay. That's really important. So when I think about composition, I think of artworks like Starry Night. Okay. Most famous artwork of all time, probably, besides the Mona Lisa. So when you think about that artwork, how Van Gogh moves us through the image plane is very important. Okay. So looking at my setup, I think I'm going to have the top glass going off the image plane, which adds interest. So I'm getting that first ellipse down. Going to measure the angle. And it's got water in it. So this ellipse and this ellipse are the same. They're just, this one's just a little bit smaller, but it's the same proportion. Okay, that's going off my page. Very cool. I can erase my edges. So I have one cup that's going off the page, and I might want to bring this up a little bit further because this is a little edge kissing right there, and we don't really want that. So one thing you want to do is no corners. So we're not hanging out in the corner. And then no kissing the edge. Kissing the edge means your object is hanging out on the edge of the picture plane, or the objects are touching each other, but just at the edge. That's a no-no, okay? Now this one, the coffee cup, is gonna be a little bit harder because, well, first of all, it's not gonna be that much in this image, but the ellipse is almost a circle because of my viewpoint. So this is really all I'm seeing in the coffee cup. But that's fine. You get my drift. Okay, so from here, I can add a little more detail onto this cup. And like I said, I am going to move this cup up a little bit. But I really like this idea. Of it going off the image plane. Okay, now from here, there's shading in here. Okay, the coffee is like this shape, this curve. I also have the pattern of the runner in the background over here. I have a pattern going on in the cup. But from here, I would just continue to work on the piece. So this is a real zoom in, okay? I'm just getting the edge of this cup and then most of the water glass. Okay, now a few things. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. So we have the vertical, and now we're gonna look at the horizontal. From here, I would kind of gently erase my rule of thirds and continue to, I don't see much of the coffee actually. Continue to fix and tweak my drawing so it looks good. So this is an example of, this is ellipse is wider. There you go, that's better. Okay, so this is an example of a vertical image plane zoomed in. I'm using the rule of thirds, meaning my main object is lined up against this access point. I'm moving the viewer through the image. I'm not hanging out in the corner like a sun when you're little and you draw your suns in the corner. And my objects are not kissing the edge, they're overlapping. Overlap creates hierarchy. All right, let's look at a horizontal, and then I'm gonna give you some work time. Okay, so for horizontal, a few things that I'm thinking about. How am I activating this space from left to right? Okay, how am I moving the viewer's eye across the page? So looking what I have in front of me, some things that I could draw, I could still draw my water cup and my coffee cup, but I can probably put the edge of the computer in there because that's in front of me. And I can begin to employ most of the space, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on one object and get that in very lightly and then measure everything else against that. So my rule of thirds, my hash marks are here. I want one of these objects to be on either this line or this line, okay? These two lines, the ones going across, are really good for a horizon line. You never want your horizon line directly in the center of the image plane. Why? Because it's kind of boring. Okay, so what I could do is the back of the table, as I look through my water glass, is right pretty much along this edge. I can use this as like an anchor point. So from here, I can mark out really gently where that water glass is going to go. So my ellipse is going to be somewhere in here. And then I can hold up my pencil. I can close one eye, measure the sides of the glass, where that's going to go. My coffee cup again is going off the page. Actually, so is my water glass, I'm thinking. Might be here. I don't think it's skinny enough. Hold on. Not a huge fan of this, so I'm gonna rework that in a second. Now my computer, if I'm looking at it, my computer, I don't have this totally honed down yet. I'm just getting an idea where it is before I start to get the computer in. The angle of the computer is slightly diagonal. Diagonals are a lifesaver in composition. Diagonals are a way that artists move the person, again, throughout the image plane. This is too diagonal, so I have to clean that a little bit, clean that up. One thing I learned in still life, it's helpful to close one eye while you're getting these measurements in, because otherwise it'll constantly be off. Now, this isn't the most interesting still life, but you get my drift. So here's the back of the table. The table runner starts about here, and it's going off at an angle because all my stuff's on it. Coffee cup is huge in the picture plane because it is closest to me. And then I'm going to shade. Okay, so here is my very quick understanding of zooming in and how to set up my still life. So just to review, the rule of thirds is the easiest compositional rule to kind of understand, okay? I always use it when setting up my still lifes and when I set up my landscapes as well. You wanna move the viewer throughout the picture plane, okay? You wanna do this by zooming in and using diagonals whenever possible. Diagonals are interesting. Verticals are interesting too. Horizontals are probably the least interesting. But zooming in and using diagonals allows us to kind of get into the picture plane. If we are just hanging out along the borders of the picture, or you're only using one part of the page, it just compositionally isn't strong. There are no bad versus good compositions. There are only weak and strong compositions. So you can always make your composition a little bit stronger. Okay, so that's kind of how I think of composition. So for the rest of class today, I'd like you to, in your sketchbooks, do 2 sketches of a horizontal picture plane and a vertical picture plane of just of objects in front of you. Try the rule of thirds. Think about how you're moving your viewers through the picture plane. Do not put your objects hanging out in the corner or kissing the edge. Your objects should be overlapping right here. And then try zooming in and diagonals. These are things that make my compositions, I think, better.